Running. Right, up and running. Welcome to CWC's F1 League here for round 5 in Baku, the dangerous Baku. We've seen so many DNFs between the F3 and F2 leagues, F2 especially, with literally I think there was 5 drivers left at the end. Horrific stuff. Anyway, it did start to rain. There was some host issues. It's all going to get resolved. It's really annoying that I have to keep fixing these things, but things happen. We are here with the best of the best in CWC F1. I'm joined by Kollaa again. Hopefully we're going to see a pretty exciting race. Baku always tends to be quite exciting, especially that you've got the castle section, you've got the quick chicane on the final straight, which as I mentioned in F2, that's where I had to say goodbye to Baku yesterday, as well as a few others today. What are your thoughts on Baku, Kollaa? I know you didn't make it to the end either, did you?
No, I I actually really enjoy the track. I never have problems in the castle section, but lost my front wing twice in the same spot just before the DRS zone spinning out. But I think the track is quite fun actually. Don't know why, but that fast S section on before the pit straight, it's kind of my nemesis. I've crashed there so many times I can't even count them, but I still love the flow of those corners when you get it right, and especially on the wheel, they become, well, a lot easier than doing on a pad. But yeah, I really enjoy this track, I must say.
Yeah, I'm kind of with you in the sense that it's a fun track. I do quite enjoy it, but there's something about it that's just so difficult. Like I was explaining to Kollaa, I think some of the corners almost seem unnatural. I suppose because it's a road track, you know, it's in a city. But some of the corner, like the entries and the exits, I find quite difficult to judge, especially the corner just before Castle. There's that right hand turn that I can never for the life of me get the angle right on that. I don't know why. It's just a really awkward entry, and the braking point's a lot sooner than you think it is. And things like the chicane at the end, that's my biggest issue as well, is that final chicane. It's such a quick so we have ODEMZ leaving the session already. Not sure what's going on there. Yeah, there's a lot of tricky corners. It's a very fun track, but yeah, it's tricky, and it's very easy to DNF it, you know, the smallest mistake. Because unlike Monaco, I think it's very high speed as well.
Yeah.
So that adds that extra element of danger, you know, to the equation. Meanwhile, we do have Blizzard set an opening a 1:35.9 as an opening lap. He is on the ultras, but a 1:35.9 is pretty ridiculous. So yeah, fair play. That's a solid opening lap. I think the opening lap on the ultras in F2 was a 37.9, I think. So 2 seconds adrift of that. So crazy lap. ODEMZ setting a 1:36.3 on the ultras. Rafa 1:36.4. So all these top guys at the moment, all doing opening lap. Well, most of them doing opening laps on the ultras. We saw Stan in F3. He was gonna go for a ultras to soft. So, well, he did go for an ultras to soft. I genuinely don't know what. I mean, they lasted. I don't think it's the quicker option. So I'll be interested to see what these guys choose as the best. I'm imagining we're going to see a couple of ultra laps, and then we'll start to see maybe the super soft as being the final hot lap. I think that's what I'm not sure. What was your preference on Monday, Kollaa?
I went. Or my plan was to do super softs, and yeah, just lack of pace made me jump to the ultras. Didn't have any impact on my time. Broke my front wing. Same place I broke my two front wings on or during the race. So yeah, well, 5 seconds down anyhow. So
Yeah. Yeah.
but yeah, this is one of those tracks where like there are a lot of passing opportunities because of the long straight, but I'm kind of surprised there's so many ultra soft runners actually.
Yeah, the again, much like the hardest tyre on any track, the softs here aren't the most pleasant of tyres. Certainly not for me anyway. I was sliding everywhere, and it took 3-4 laps for them to get anywhere near kind of drivable. The super softs feel great though, as do the ultras, but the ultras, as we know, they're burnt out after maybe 5 laps, and then you have to bin those. So I think for me it's the soft stint. That's the most difficult stint for me, for sure. I don't get on well with the softs here, especially that final fast chicane. That's a scary corner to go around with cold softs on.
Yeah, it's usually a lot of the tracks that we've already been to, the medium compound tire or the medium tire available is the preferred one in any case, and I for sure struggle with the hardest compound, no grip, stuff like that, and of course with softest compound always burning out so quickly you can barely use it. So
yeah. The interesting enough, it actually started to rain in the F2 race, which is pretty crazy stuff. It's such a difficult track to be on when it rains. A really difficult track. Oh, we got Watkins, so the PWD boys obviously loving the chats. Kollaa, where did you crash yesterday? Yeah, Kollaa, where did you crash yesterday?
Where did I crash? The two left-handers after the castle. I went with only half my wing, or no front wing actually. Carried a bit too much speed, touched the inside curb, and yeah, just too much speed.
Easily done. Easily done. It's Baku's again one of those tracks where you can kind of say like you've crashed anywhere, because there isn't really like a safe corner. You know, I've seen turn 1, turn 2, obviously the castle, the last chicane, that fast left hand bit that you went out at. There's so many areas on this track where it's common, if that makes sense, you know, to crash out.
Yeah, for sure. For my own competence, getting really penalized for not practicing enough. It's yeah. And of course, when you have these kinds of tracks, practice means so much.
Big time. Meanwhile, we do have Rafa, who's about to kind of set the first of the second set of times. This is looking quick. It's enough to go P2. 1:36.3 for Rafa, still behind Blizzard's time, which is seeming like some distance away at the moment, at 1:35.9. So Rafa's again set on the ultras. ODEMZ is obviously, he's back in. He left a second ago. I think he's on. Yeah, ODEMZ is on a quick lap, just gone past the final chicane.
And Ibrahim is retired.
Ibrahim is gone. What's ODEMZ?
Plexit has bended in the castle. He's lost his front wing there, or a big chunk of it. Yeah, his whole front wing is gone in the castle.
Yeah. Well, at least it's good to see some of these top guys making errors here as well. It's not just us being bad in the lower leagues. So Plexit, the first to lose a wing. Ibrahim, though, is the first casualty of qualifying here at the moment. We've got a few guys, quite a lot of guys out on track. Blizzard is on a hot lap. Raffers should be on his in lap. Zach going slow, letting some guys past. Plexit, I would imagine, is coming in after losing a good chunk of wing.
Yeah, we could even see earlier that Lorman's and Onyx Mare doing some, or Lorman's towing Onyx Mare down the pit straight before he went into the pits. And Onyx set his fastest time.
1:36.7 with a tow. I mean, in fairness, it's a great straight to get a tow. It's a nice long straight to pick up plenty of time. Ivan, great pace here. You're certainly not wrong. Watkins, what's the weather like for the race? I haven't been told anything yet in terms of race weather, so I am. I'm not too sure. What's this? I want to see what it is because it does affect
it. Correct me if I'm wrong, but Kollaa, did he set a 36.8 on his pole lap yesterday?
Do you know what? I don't know.
Maybe the guys in the chat can remember.
Let's see if we can get Watkins. If you heard that, could you check what Kollaa's F1 his pole lap was in the F3 league?
Have
PWD is they've just said no, he was a 130. He was in the 137, 137
okay.
2-ish. He reckons it was. Yeah. I mean, still not bad considering it was on the super softs as well. But we'll see what
I'm pretty sure it was ultras.
Oh, did he start on the ultras?
Yeah,
fair enough.
So,
Right, so
we see some of the guys coming out of the pits. ODEMZ has come out. Onyx is about to start his final attempt.
No, Lorman's is coming in. Samster, I think he did this last week as well. He waits kind of for the last minute to grab a lap. It looks like, I've got a feeling most of these guys are going to be going for ultras to softs. Yeah, Blizzard. Oh no, Blizzard's in. Yeah, so ODEMZ and Rafa currently on their out laps on the ultras. So I mean, that seems to be another element that I've. Oh, Onyx sector 1. That was his out lap as well, wasn't it?
No, he just started his
hot lap.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he's gone straight. He's locked up completely. Is that turn 3? And just gone straight into that runoff. And it must have picked up some damage somewhere. So that's a shame that Onyx is gone. don't know if his time's gonna hold up much. ODEMZ currently about to start. I think he's the first of the guys to be putting in
he should
quick
be.
laps.
Zach is behind the train of cars.
Oh no, sorry, Samster's actually in front of him. He's gone through Castle, but he's had a bit of a ding through there. He might be alright. Is he? I can't tell if he's backed up. He's still going for it. He's not. Yeah, he doesn't look like he's picked up any damage, but it was certainly. Wayne. So Wayne's, completely blocked Samster there. Samster picked up that wing damage and has had to retire because he's got no time to get a lap in now. It's a shame. Wayne also retiring at a similar time by the looks of it. Yeah, that's obviously going to have to be looked at. This is Wayne's jumped in.
It looks like Zach might be just a little bit too late to get his.
He is.
Zach has mistimed his final lap, so he will. Did he?
Yeah.
Get started. It looks like he was missing a couple of seconds there, but it looks like he's still running.
It does look like he's still running. Yeah. That
was kind of strange.
Plexix is retired, I think. Oh no, there's a yellow flag set to 2. We might have a Castle incident. So drivers like Mathis might be running into. This is where you pray that the ghosting system works. Sector 3, we've got.
Castle's looking clean right now.
Yeah. So it looks like we're gonna have Blizzard's not far from. Yeah, Watkins. How did he cross the line in time? Yeah, I don't know. It looked like he crossed. Zach crossed the line late, but he seems to still be going. So Blizzard, I mean, he looks unbeatable here, really, at the moment. I'm sure this is going to be an improvement on his current time of 1:35.9. 1:35. It says 1:35. Oh yeah. Did he improve?
No, I didn't.
No. So you got 1:36 something. So he actually didn't improve on his last run. So Zach, yeah.
Coming up.
Zach may well have just about hit. He does improve 1:36.3. So yeah, that's interesting. He managed to squeeze that in just about. So yeah, Watkins three different strategies through the 3 leagues. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the Ultras seems to be the choice for the F1 guys. If you want to run us through the qualifying results, Kollaa.
Yeah, we got Blizzard starting on pole. Marquise is 2/10 behind. Rafa is number 3. Zach 4, medium pilot. Our first super soft runner in 5th. Will Murdoch in 6th. Onyx Mare 7, Super Guy 8, Plexits 9, and this is Wayne number 10. And you can see the rest.
Yeah, so pretty straightforward Baku qualifying session. I feel like the incident with Wayne. I mean, I know Wayne. He's friends with Rafa, I think, or races with Rafa in other leagues. I know Wayne's quite credible, so he's obviously just misjudged that completely. But you know, like every incident's going to be looked at, and it's an unfortunate way to start any league race is by kind of messing up. But you do get those nerves joining a new league, don't you? And it looks like he's just made a small error in blocking Samster. Samster's definitely going to be the angrier of the two, having not been able to put a lap in. We know Samster's quite quick, so. It's a shame he couldn't get a time on the board.
Yeah, and of course this is a track where a car suddenly can kind of jump at you if you're not really careful with the with your track map and all that stuff. And we got a late joiner in Shonis, so he will start at the back with probably generic setup.
Yeah,
Be a tough race for him.
well, yeah. I mean, Jorit was in a similar situation in F2, and I want to say he won in the end. He started at the back.
Yeah.
That's ODEMZ driving straight into Blizzard on the formation lap. Classic ODEMZ. He can't do anything quite perfectly, can he? He's always got to throw his flair. He does well to stay within the boundaries of what's allowed.
Yeah. And yeah, Alex Mayer testing out how the walls work on his formation lap as well. This is a track that has a tendency to have some big crashes in turn 1 and especially turn 2, so it'd be good to see if the F1 guys can keep it clean on or in those 2 corners.
Yeah, the start's quite interesting here because it's quite dangerous to get pushed out wide because you find yourself in that little in the wall there on the outside. So if anything, you may well have an advantage. Well, you do have an advantage on the inside, really, going into turn 1, followed by a very tricky, I'd say turns 2, 3 and 4 are all quite tricky to take someone on the inside because they're very narrow. So you've got to fully make sure of it and hope that the driver on the outside also kind of is aware of the situation, because you can quickly find yourself, taking each other out in either of those turns because they're very narrow compared to turns on any circuit really, apart from Monaco. It's difficult, definitely. 2, 3 and 4 I find quite a risky move unless you've got that slipstream perfect and you're clearly getting round. There can be some big accidents in those corners at the start. So waiting for the final guys, and we got 2, 3, 4, 5 lights in the F1 tier in Baku, and we are awkward pause again as always, and away we go. The McLaren looks like he got a flying start. Blizzard, great start. ODEMZ immediately under pressure from Zach just behind. Rafa also good start. Both Toro Rosso guys getting a great start. Not seeing any issues towards the back. It's looking pretty clean.
Yeah, we have a crash with Samster and Wayne, it looks like.
Ooh, is that with Wayne? Yeah, Samster's taking himself out.
Retired.
If that was with Wayne, that's the one guy that Samster didn't want to see in the race was Wayne. So that's massively unfortunate for Samster. Sector 1 and 2. Everything out. Oh, was that Mathis taking a dink through Castle? Coming out towards the end of Castle, so he just lost a few places.
A lot of drivers kissing the wall before the downhill.
Easily done. I mean, that high fuel load makes it incredibly difficult. That's an awkward turn in general. Yeah, like you said, you go in slightly downhill, so you lose a bit of traction going around that corner.
But it's been a quiet start. Not a lot of gains or losses in positions. At the top 10 is it's almost the same. With Ibrahim, looks like he might have crashed out. Jonas is
we've got Ibrahim
looking to pit for wing damage.
Jonas, yeah. Didn't see who the car was in front. Ibrahim has left.
Zach has lost a couple of positions after his great start.
Yeah, he went straight up to P3, having started P4, and he's back down. We got yellows in sector 1. That's Plexit.
Yeah, that's Plexit's.
So a couple of guys struggling here. Plexit's had a pretty good race. I don't know if it was last week in China or the race before, picking up a podium. So not where Plexit wants to be at the moment. We have, I just noticed Samu at the back. He's on, yeah, so he's running the soft. Him and Lawmans are running the soft strategy. Samu and Lawmans, they're going to be doing long stints. We got a mix here. We got a few guys running ultras, medium pilots on super softs. So Blizzard, to be fair to ODEMZ, Blizzard's not making loads of ground. Blizzard's staying with him, so if he can hold on, have they got DRS now, or is that next lap?
No, they got DRS in this lap.
They've got the DRS, so if that's going to give ODEMZ a slight chance, especially on that back straight. He's definitely going to have a chance to close in if he can stay within a good distance. Onyx Mer saying he's got a tyre glitch. I don't know if the glitch actually on his screen, his tyres look okay. But he says his tyres are at 65% according to.
The same glitch as Coloman had in where was that?
Yeah,
he started a race with 97% or something.
Was that the first?
Yeah, it might have been.
Race. So yeah, meanwhile Blizzard not been able to get away from ODEMZ, so ODEMZ is gonna should have a nice slipstream to catch right up to the back, as well as DRS.
Yeah, we have inter-team battle with Ratha and Medium Pilot as well. Medium Pilot's only 2 tenths behind.
Oh yeah, Medium Pilot's gonna make that move.
Even before the DRS.
ODEMZ is not quite gonna make it by the looks of it. Yeah, gets very close to the back of Blizzard there, but he's not been able to make the move. Medium Pilot has on technically a slower tyre than Rafa, so these two guys had a great result last week, as we know, picking up a 1-2, I believe. So the Toro Rosso is really consistent.
Yeah, and the super guy, he has moved up as well with his super softs. Jumping Will Murdoch on the ultras.
Yeah, super guy. Also, he's really close to. Really close to. This is the back of Zach. It's might turn into a 3-car battle, as you said, with Will coming up just behind. Castle section you can have so much pressure, especially with cars behind. But if there's anyone who I've known to be Mr. Consistent in CWC, it is Zach. He just always seems to keep himself clean and relatively just does really well. We got yellow sector 1, Shonis.
Yeah, Shonis has dropped it in. Is that turn 3? Looks like 4.
3 or 4. I've not got any visuals of that yet. Let's see if we can. Yeah, Blizzard's going to be.
I think they removed the car out.
Yeah. Blizzard will be the first person to see that. Super guy getting past Zach on the straight.
Plexits is out as well.
Plexits is gone. Sector 2 of Plexits. Well, that's got to be something to do with Castle, I would imagine. Yeah, Samster, it appears Samster had a knock with Lawmans into turn 1, so it wasn't Wayne, it was Lawmans, so that's something that Samster will have to send in. So ODEMZ, yeah, he's really not letting up from Blizzard. It's kind of staying around the same pace, 5, 6, 7 tenths, not changing at all. Medium Pilot doing well to stay on the back of those guys, being on the super soft tyre. So he's showing some really good pace, I think, getting past his teammate Rafa, he's dropped Onyx Mare with a 3-second time penalty. That must be in the Castle section. They're the only 2 corners I can think of. We got yellows. Sector 2, that's Mathis. Finds himself down the slip road. Oh no, that's Castle. He's managed to.
That's Castle.
And trying to fix it. That's a dangerous position to leave the car. Obviously, in a real game, you're going to see a safety car, but we got another.
That's Onyx Mare.
3. What happens to Onyx?
Was it before the DRS straight after, or maybe turn 2? It looked like.
Possibly. So losing Mathis and Onyx, quick succession. Mathis with a really interesting exit to the race, trying to spin his car around, takes his own wheel off at Castle. Blizzard going through Castle now, no problems. Those top 3 guys, I'm going to have to say advantage, possibly Medium Pilot, if he can keep this pace up. He might do a really good undercut here once those guys in front go to pit. Rafa's dropping off quite dramatically from his teammate, and he's going to be under pressure from Super Guy very soon. Super Guy within DRS range. Wayne's on the back of Will. I think it's Will's first race, as it is Wayne. Don't know too much about Will, but I think he does some go-karting, so he certainly knows his way around the racetrack. Doing pretty well in his first race. So
Blizzard and ODEMZ is in the pits. 6 laps.
Both the VSR drivers making the Ultras last 6 laps.
All the Ultrasoft drivers are coming in.
Yeah.
Except for Wayne.
So Wayne choosing to stay out for 1 more lap and getting past, locking up a little bit, but getting past Lawmans.
Did he hit the wall on the inside?
I'm not sure. He looked like he just couldn't grab the traction, but Lawmans is going to take that position straight back, you would imagine. Pretty straightforward. I say that. I just need to keep my mouth shut, because everything I say, they're doing the opposite. He locks up. Great driving from those 2. Well done, Lawmans and Wayne. That was some good stuff. They're difficult to go side by side through those corners. Medium Pilot's going to have to put in some serious pace in, I think, if he wants this undercut to happen. But I think I'm going to go for a prediction here and assume that Super Guy sliding a little bit coming out of Castle. So we got Wayne and Samu very close to each other. They're also very close to Lawman's, who's about 8.5 seconds adrift of Super Guy, who's 6.5 seconds adrift of Medium Pilot. So the VSR boys have come out 6th and 7th, which is pretty good. Rafa has gone on to the Super Softs, which is a mistake. I think that's the only explanation I can think of. I don't know why. I mean, they're not lasting till the end, unless he's going to go for some kind of elaborate 2-stop maybe. Yeah, I'm not convinced that was... Oh, 5-second stop go for Wayne, speeding in the pit lane. Not something you want to see happening, but it's a very common error.
Yeah, especially coming in from that long pit straight as well with those small turns. It's easy to go too hot into the pit lane.
Yeah, it's an awkward pit lane, you know, designed to kind of slow you down. But yeah,
it's about 17 seconds from Medium Pilot down to Blizzard right now, and ODEMZ actually lost a couple of seconds during those pit stops.
Yeah, so Medium Pilot, he's gonna have to keep that gap if he wants a chance at the undercut. Samu
hits the wall before the downhill when Blizzard passed him in the on the inside. Looked clean, but Samu might have been a bit too hot into the corner.
Was that past ODEMZ?
No, Blizzard on Samu.
Ah, right, yep. Blizzard on Samu. Yeah, I mean, he's probably like the cleanest aggressive driver I've ever seen. Blizzard's very aggressive, but doesn't do anything stupidly aggressive. But he attacks, you know, and he's got the pace to do that. I think that's kind of Blizzard's go-to move. I mean, he's going to be on the back of Lawman's any second now, looking to find a way. If he doesn't get past before, he's going to be getting past on the straight for sure. Ooh, almost clipping the back of Lawman's there. He needs to just bide his time. He knows that Lawman's has got to pit again.
Yeah, we're pushing him through the castle section.
Yeah, just like that. I hope Lawman's didn't pick up any damage there. It doesn't look like he did, but he definitely gave him a little nudge. But you know, just as tricky as Baku is, you've always got to remember you've got that massive straight. You've got plenty of space there. He's right on the back of him. He's more than guaranteed to get round Lawman's with slipstream and DRS. Ooh, having a little clip of the wall, but
Medium Pilot has gone into the pits after 9 laps.
Interesting. So that's not going to work. He's Blizzard's going to get round. Just has he undercut ODEMZ? Though he has undercut ODEMZ.
He passed ODEMZ before, or right before they pitted.
Ah, so, right, okay.
Ooh, yeah, the standings look actually about the same. And ODEMZ back past Medium though.
ODEMZ gets the position back. Now, obviously, Medium Pilot's going to be probably slightly slower on those tyres, cold softs. So that gives ODEMZ a tiny bit of time just to try and stretch some form of gap. Lawman's in P3. Obviously, he still needs to pit Blizzard back up to P2 now with only one guy, Super Guy NL in front, who needs to pit. So Blizzard still firmly in provisional P1 at the moment. Few gaps opening up. The only close action we've got at the moment is, well, ODEMZ on the back of Lawman's. Medium Pilot's not gonna let ODEMZ get too far away from him, I can imagine. But actually, that
Super Guy, he's entered the pits.
Super Guy's in the pits, which releases Blizzard to get himself back in front. ODEMZ getting past Lawman's. So Super Guy, ooh, Rafa not quite being able to get round. Now Rafa's gonna have to pit again. So if he was on the softs right now, I would almost put these two guys in the same kind of position. Oh, Rafa
Touches the wall.
Deep. He got away with that. I think he's got a bit of damage. Couldn't.
Yeah, I had a shot from his front right tire on that one, and he certainly touched the wall when he in the braking there. Through the castle, it looks like he touched the wall again.
Another little touch. I think he is missing. I think he's got very minor wing damage. Oh, sector 2. Can't see.
Oh, Samu hits the wall. And he's almost spinning around after a castle. Looked like he touched the wall going through there. And of course, with only 10 runners, if everybody finishes, everybody's guaranteed a point.
It is points all round at this point, yeah. So easier said than done, but so that's Medium Pilot. Medium Pilot coming into the pits.
He might. Looks like he has front wing damage.
Yeah. So we did have that. Oh, he doesn't have a wing.
He doesn't have a wing.
So he must have see, that's the other issue with Baku, is that little bit of wing damage that he picked up. Oh, Samu
retired.
Virtual
we have a virtual safety car.
Virtual
That's
safety
unusual.
So where? I don't know where he's gone off there. I think it must have been the last. I think it might have been the chicane at the end. I think. Because he was flying around.
Yeah, yeah, it might be. He was flying around the castle, and that was the last time we were on board with him. So
yeah,
that might be correct. Yeah. So we're back up racing.
DRS has been enabled. Blizzard has got himself a 3-second gap. Lawman's finds himself P3. However, we know he needs to pit. Rafa P4, but we think he needs to pit as well. So Super Guy, in my eyes, is effective P3 at the moment, unless Rafa can make those last. But I just can't see him making those last.
Yeah, that will be an amazing achievement if he manages that. Of course, it will be slow at the end of those tires as well. As we see the guys riding the curbs in every corner.
Super Guy, he's right on the back of Rafa now. He's going to have a good chance. I don't know if he's going to quite be close enough now, but yeah, he's going to be looking for the final straight. He's going to have an opportunity to get himself into P4, but he also doesn't need to push too hard. I mean, I suppose he doesn't know the situations with tyres of the guys in front of him, but it's quite easy for us to say, yeah, he doesn't need to push, but
yeah, but as long as he can stay within 3 or 4 tenths on this back straight, he will breeze past them even before the DRS can be activated. You can see those guys aren't as or doesn't have the same courage cutting the corner before the downhill as the top guys.
yeah, they like to fly straight over that corner. Super guy got mad slipstream here. He should.
Looks like ODEMZ has lost his wing or parts of his wing in the fastnesses, so he's in the pits.
His entire wing. Yeah, his entire wing is gone. Unlucky for ODEMZ. He was definitely. I've just seen ODEMZ's car's got 69 on it. Of course it does. Yeah, ODEMZ. He was in a great position to grab some points there. It's a shame. So that's now effectively bumped Zach to P3. Assuming Rafa's going to pit, we're going to see Lawman's pit. That puts Super Guy P2 and Zach effective P3 at the moment, which I don't think Super Guy or Zach saw that coming at all.
Oh, but that's the fun thing about this track as well. It's a moment's lack of concentration, and you see yourself. If you're lucky, you only lose a wing, but it changes the whole your whole race.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, it's such. It doesn't feel like a long time, but to have, you need to kind of have that repetitive concentration, don't you? You can easily lose concentration doing the same thing, lap after lap, especially when you're not really battling. I think that's when I find I struggle the most. When you just kind of putting the laps in, you're on your own, cruising around, and that's when it can all go wrong. Rafa has pitted as well as Lawman's. So
yeah, he's just entered the pits now. Looks like he's doing a front wing change as well. That will cost him another couple of seconds.
Lots of front wings this race. So across the 3 leagues, Baku definitely so far has been the highest DNF rate, I think, this season. Which shows just how brutal it is. I mean, the level is apparently irrelevant. Right across the board, we've had massive DNFs. This is now the same sort of level as the F3 DNF. So, yeah, it appears Baku's just a savage track to drive around.
Looks like Will touched the wall there. Don't know if he got any damage. Looks like his wing reflexing a little bit after that wall bump. As Blizzard's in the pits again.
Blizzard, so did he
Maybe
pick up?
Changing his wing as well?
Has he got a wing?
Yeah, he's changing his wing, but it didn't look too damaged.
No, it was just minor.
Shot from the pits though.
He is now on the super softs. So Blizzard finds himself P3. Zach and no P4. Sorry, P4.
Yeah, Wayne just passed him in the pits too. He locks up badly into turn 2.
ODEMZ setting a fastest lap, so he's not hanging around. He's going to catch Will, I would imagine, on that fastest tyre. Blizzard is definitely going to be on the hunt to grab himself a podium. I can't see it being too much of an issue to get past Wayne at this point. He's not far behind Wayne at all. Zach maybe a little bit more difficult.
Yeah, he needs just over a second a lap on the two top guys if he wants to get back in front. We'll get some much better exit after the castle and passes Will with these. Looked like Wayne just let him through there.
Samster saying doesn't know if he even wants to report it. I'm assuming he's talking about the incident in qualifying. I know he's had an incident with Lawman, so he's sent me the footage for that. It sucks, doesn't it? Let's be honest. To go out of a race, no question. I've experienced it more than a lot of people. That's Wayne picking himself a 3-second time penalty. Is that?
Lorman's
where's he picked that? Oh,
playing
speeding.
bumper cars with he retires as well.
What's that? Who did he play bumper cars with there?
He played bumper cars with the wall into the pits, and he could have continued, but he chose to retire the car.
Fair enough. Yeah, sometimes I understand the frustrations when you're just like, oh, I've crashed one too many times, I've bumped one too many times, but you know, in a race there's 9 drivers left. You're getting points, you know, regardless. So yeah, sometimes I think you just have to dive past that negative mentality a little bit and keep going, you know. Take a bit of satisfaction in the fact that there's already 6-7 drivers that have DNF, you know.
Yeah, and of course you need to complete the 90% to get the point as well. So
exactly. Yeah. Meanwhile, yeah, ODEMZ, as I said, he's on the back of Will. Very close to the back of Will now. He should be able to make this stick. He's got DRS wide open. Sector 3, medium pilot
has crashed.
Sector 3. Out goes
be the
medium pilot
as well.
Wow. Not
Blizzard's
expected.
now only a second behind Zach.
So Blizzard a second behind Zach. You'd imagine with the amount of laps left, that's gonna change with Blizzard going P2. He would then have another 3.5 seconds to catch up to Super Guy. So in the F1 race, we're now down to 7 drivers. Again, suggesting that if you just pick up some, like, you know, Lawman's would have had even more points now.
Yeah, he would.
You know, sometimes it's one of those, you have those races, you just have to grind it out. If you get points, it's great because you've had a crap race but still managed to take advantage of everyone else's errors and pick yourself up some points. We're going to see Blizzard making a move on Zach now down the start-finish straight.
Yeah, let's see if he turns on his he turns on his ERS to overtake and activate the DRS, and he's passed. You see Zach trying to come back. No, it's too far.
No, it's straightforward overtake there. The thing with that straight is that once you're past, you still have that speed, you know. So you end up being so far ahead come turn one that the car behind doesn't have a chance to kind of pounce back.
Yeah, and he already almost about a second in front of Zach after 5 corners.
Also gained a second at the same time on Super Guy, so Super Guy, I don't think he's got enough. There's too many laps, I think, for him to hold off Blizzard at this point.
Yeah, for sure. Let's hope he can keep his cool and not do any stupid mistakes to at least keep his second place.
Yeah, possibly. He does have newer tyres than Zach, so he may be able to keep Zach at bay. However, yeah, I think Zach up until then had been going ever so slightly quicker than Super Guy, but Zach's tyres are going to fade off quicker than Super Guy's. So Super Guy's got a good chance of sticking to P2, but as you can see, Blizzard's going for attack number 2 in as many laps.
Yeah, and DRS as well.
He's not quite going to make it there. He is going to have... Oh, no. Easy, Blizzard. Almost spinning Super Guy there. Right round. He did back off. You know, so... again, I sometimes think some of the F2 and F3 drivers can have a look at this, because Blizzard's a driver who a lot of people know. You see him on the fast boards all the time, and he's relatively well respected. But seeing mistakes like that kind of make you just realise, okay, you know, if he's doing it, everyone's doing it. So that's the way you need to change your attitude sometimes towards F1 and not get so kind of aggressive about certain situations. You know, it happens, and that's the nature of the game, unfortunately.
Yeah, especially with the known issues with this game and with desync and stuff like that as well. It's
well, that's it.
It's always good to have in the back of your mind.
So Blizzard, for sure, you would imagine, is going to have an attack here. We just saw Zach coming around the corner previous to these guys. Blizzard is definitely... He should definitely have this overtake in the bag. He's got slipstream, he's got DRS, he's on overtake. Super Guy going defensive
on the inside.
Can't do much. Oh, it's close. Super Guy. Oh no, there's a small touch. I feel Super Guy was a little bit aggressive going into turn 1. He's held it, but these two guys having a bit of a battle here again, side by side into turn 3. Blizzard gets round after a mistake. Super Guy tries the undercut, but it's not going to pay off. He's got a small slipstream, and he's going on the inside into the chicane.
Almost spins the car around.
And you would imagine Blizzard now has the safety of Castle, ironically, because you can't really make a move in this section of the track, and he should.
Yeah, and you can see the difference in tires coming out of the Castle section as well, gaining 3/10.
Castle actually coming to Blizzard's rescue to prevent... Oh, he cuts that big and bangs into the wall.
Touched the wall, yeah.
Hopefully he hasn't picked up another bit of wing. Doesn't look like he's picked up wing damage this time.
ODEMZ now only half a second behind Zach.
So this could be an equally great recovery from ODEMZ, who's also had a wing replacement. He's going to have the slipstream in DRS. Got a beautiful view here of a helicopter view. And he makes that move look pretty straightforward. So that puts the VSR boys first and third, not teammates in manufacturer, but they are on the same esports team. So that pushes Zach down to P4. Zach having a equally good race. You know, he always picks points up. So as a recap, we're on 22, lap 22 of 26. We have 7 out of the 16 left. Most of the DNFs due to complete driver error. We have, I think, one incident. I saw something in the chats that Ibrahim said he did something. I'm not too sure if that was involving another driver, but we got 7 left. Blizzard P1 and should keep it. Super Guy may be under threat from ODEMZ. He's in P2 though. ODEMZ is in P3. Zach P4, second and dropping from ODEMZ. This is Wayne in his first race in CWC. Excuse me. Is in P5. Will Murdoch is in P6, and it looks like he's I don't know if he's catching Wayne, but he's about a second off of Wayne. Rafa is going to be closing in on Will. He's on a much quicker tyre at the moment, having done 7 laps. Having said that, they are going to come to the end of their life quite soon. So I don't know if Rafa's going to have much more in him, to be honest with you. Big surprise in medium pilot going out after the Toro Rosso 1-2 last week. We currently only have one of the Toro Rossos left, currently in the final position available in F1 this evening.
And ODEMZ now on the back of Super Guy. See if he can close the gap even further until the back straight or the pit straight.
Yeah, again ODEMZ, he's coming to the end of the, God, that's close, isn't it? He's coming to the end of these super softs. So I think they last, what is it, about 12? Something like that.
Yeah, it should be around that, yeah. But of course the you don't have the fuel loads now as well. On my screen, ODEMZ is running 3 super softs and 1 soft tire. Bit of a glitch there.
So he's hooked in to the slipstream. DRS is gonna fly open. We know
doesn't
Super
have a
Guy.
lot of ERS left.
No, he does not at all. Super Guy can't do much about that. That was a bit more. Oh, ODEMZ just run wide though. But
He just shows his nose, but chooses the safe route into the corner. ODEMZ going defensive.
Yeah, ODEMZ has gone defensive. Super Guy's going to go around the outside here. Going to have a side-by-side into these very tricky set of corners. But it looks like ODEMZ has just managed to keep his nose in front. Super Guy's not going to make another attempt now.
Will has outbraked himself. Gone straight and lost 1 position instead of gaining 1 position.
Yeah, he was.
Or did he actually lose 2?
No, he was closing up to the back of Wayne. You can see now that it's now Rafa who's on the back of Wayne. So yeah, Will had the chance to take P5, which may inevitably have been taken by Rafa, but yeah, Rafa's got a good chance on a quicker tyre to get himself past Wayne. He might have a chance here on the straight. Wayne locking up a little bit into the final corner just before the chicane. Chicane scares me even watching it, but they go through smooth as anything. He's going to hook into that slipstream, which he has done, and this should be straightforward. DRS opens up. He's going on the inside. Yeah, he's absolutely flown past. So Rafa taking advantage of what could have been a low point race, but all the DNFs have allowed these guys to pick up some decent points today. Don't think Super Guy's got an answer for ODEMZ. ODEMZ breaking away. Zach, well, he's got just over 2 seconds to try and find something, but he's on much older tyres than Super Guy, so I don't think Zach's going to put up much of a fight. Rafa also opening that gap up to Wayne, who he's just got past, and Will losing lots of time, outbraking himself. So unless any mistakes happen, you would think, although Super Guy, ODEMZ must have made a mistake somewhere, because he's well within DRS range now.
Looks like ODEMZ lost a lot of wing. Yeah, he's lost his right side of the wing.
That must be that downhill corner that it's on the right hand side, so looks like he's picked up some damage. That's going to slow him down massively. That mistakes on the last lap is going to make him potentially lose out.
manages to defend into
close.
The first corner, and it should be an interesting finish to the race with these two battling for second place. Yeah,
definitely. Super Guy's sticking his nose out, but he's not quite close enough to the back of ODEMZ at the moment. I think this easy. I think the start-finish straight, if Super Guy waits for the start-finish straight, it could be.
Yeah, it should be a replay of Bottas on Stroll.
Yeah, absolutely. I think realistic. Oh, trying to cut that a little bit. I think realistic. Oh, Super Guy sliding through the castle section. Both drivers getting through. I think Super Guy's best shot is genuinely the straight. He's going to try. He's looking on the inside though of the fast left-hander. ODEMZ has to push outside. He is past ODEMZ now.
That might not be an advantage on the DRS though.
This is what I'm saying. If I mean, ODEMZ does have this damage though, so I don't know if he's gonna be able to get through this chicane quick enough. Oh no, and he's clipped the outside. Is he able to pick? He's picked up the slipstream. DRS is gonna go open. He's on the inside and he's gonna take it.
Yeah, he's passed. Oh, he's in the wall.
He did cross the line first.
But he did cross the line?
Yeah.
Oof, that was crazy.
Yeah, Blizzard did pass the cross the line in P1. Sorry, we just had to watch that epic overtake at the end. Super Guy's mistake could have been overtaking ODEMZ at that fast left-hander. He maybe should have stayed behind and waited, because he knew that ODEMZ had, well, he might have known that ODEMZ had some wing damage, so he was going to be even slower on the straight. Interesting finale there to the F1 race. ODEMZ just pipping Super Guy to P2. Super Guy questionably should have waited for the straight, but it's a great drive from Blizzard, having yeah, Watkins saying Defo should have waited if he wanted P2. Totally agree. But yeah, Blizzard again, he's insane, isn't he, really? I mean, he missed the last couple of races due to a tournament I think they were having, but he's taking it again. That's ODEMZ P2 and Super Guy picking up another podium. He's had one before. If you want to take us through that, Kollaa, there's not much.
Yeah, let's do the finishers. Blizzard takes the win. ODEMZ number 2. He's a 10th in front of Super Guy. Zach, comfortable number 4. as Rafa is number 5. This is Wayne 6, and our last finisher is Will Murdoch in 7th.
And that's it. 7 drivers finished out of 16, I believe. Baku taking out a lot of drivers across all the tiers this week, and only a few managing to cross the line, even in F1. So congratulations to everyone that has survived Baku. Thank you to Kollaa for joining me for F1 again, and I will see you next week, hopefully with a flawless, smooth week with a new dedicated server for F2, so hopefully no issues there. But thank you for joining me, and I'll see you guys next week.
Yep.